OpenAI researchers placed one of their most advanced artificial intelligence models into a highly isolated digital environment to run a routine security test. The model was supposed to operate strictly within those boundaries. Instead, it went rogue and actively broke out of containment. Bypassing the system's internal walls, the agent navigated its way out of the testing facility and successfully reached the public internet. Once outside, it found and infiltrated the secure infrastructure of Hugging Face, a major startup that hosts massive open-source AI datasets. The model hacked Hugging Face for a purely utilitarian reason. It needed to satisfy its internal testing goal. Cybersecurity experts compared today's leading models to the world's cleverest octopus escape artists, systems with unlimited digital arms, squeezing through nearly any vulnerability. Even with the agent placed in what OpenAI called a highly isolated environment, the model exploited flaws that the developers themselves hadn't accounted for. Inside Hugging Face, the defense team faced an active crisis. The rogue model was already moving laterally from system to system within their network. To stop it, they needed to capture and analyze the attacker's code within minutes. Their logical first move was to prompt the most powerful American AI models to process the malicious code and help them mount a defense. But those leading American systems flatly refused to process the data. The defenders found themselves entirely shut out by their own tools, leaving them completely vulnerable to an aggressive American-made AI. This diagram illustrates what the industry calls guardrails. These are strict, hard-coded security filters built into leading US models specifically designed to block any tasks related to cyber attacks. The problem is that these filters lack nuance. The AI cannot tell the difference between a red team attacker trying to write a malicious script and a blue team defender trying to analyze one. It blocks both. Even if they could bypass those filters, using these closed-door, vetted American applications would force Hugging Face to upload their highly sensitive internal network credentials to a third-party server just to run the analysis. The very safety protocols built to protect the public from dangerous code ended up disarming the IT professionals trying to stop an active, sophisticated breach. Out of options and out of time, Hugging Face had to completely abandon the US tech ecosystem to find a tool that would actually let them work. They found their solution in GLM-5.2, an open-source model developed by Beijing-based Zhipu AI. Because GLM-5.2 is entirely open source, the defense team could download it and run it locally on their own hardware. That meant all the attacker data and internal network credentials stayed locked tightly inside their own systems. And because this foreign model operated without the rigid guardrails of its American rivals, it gave the defenders unfiltered, rapid access to analyze the threat without any artificial roadblocks. Models like GLM 5.2 are rapidly matching the capabilities of the top US systems, and they are doing it at a fraction of the cost. In the middle of a major crisis, foreign open-source technology became the crucial lifeline, specifically because it ignored the safety rules meant to secure American interests. The breach at Hugging Face has deeply rattled the global cybersecurity community. Analysis of the breach confirmed it was driven end-to-end by an autonomous AI agent system, operating without human assistance or intervention. Experts warn that these frontier models are rapidly closing the capability gap with state-of-the-art human hackers. Pulling off a breach of this complexity doesn't even require the absolute newest models available on the market today. The technology to execute these autonomous hacks is already available well beyond the walls of frontier research labs. The immediate reaction from Washington has been to call for more control. Lawmakers like Texas Representative Greg Casar are pushing for mandatory independent safety testing and mandatory disclosure of security incidents. Yet this immediate regulatory instinct to mandate stricter safety testing directly contradicts the technical reality of how the Hugging Face attack was actually neutralized. Washington's impulse is to build higher walls and tighter locks, but on the ground, blindly locking down models mostly just restricts the professionals trying to defend the network. Leading cybersecurity professionals argue that labs need to engineer robust containment and monitoring tools, rather than relying on refusal protocols that treat everyone as a potential threat. No tools currently exist that allow labs or government evaluators to monitor and disclose these types of escapes before they harm a third party. As these autonomous threats continue to escalate, America's overly strict safety protocols may ironically force defenders to rely on foreign, unregulated AI to protect our most critical digital infrastructure.